And of course, this morning we took you to court to watch events where suspended ANC Secretary General Ace Magashule, together with his co-accused, appeared, and they've now been remanded to the 20th of January 2023. Our colleague Samkele Maseko was watching events there. Quite an important decision, this, Samkele, that it almost seals the fate of Ace Magashule's political movement going to December.
Indeed, that particular postponement of this case to the 20th of January next year pretty much seals the political future of alias Samkele Maseko, which means he can no longer contest in the ANC's leadership race, as his case would have not wrapped up. He is currently suspended as the Secretary General of the ANC and as a member of the governing party. That is why his legal team and the accused, Mr. Ace Magashule, are currently locked behind closed doors with the judge, explaining the veracity and the ultimate decision that has been taken and the implications that it has for Ace Magashule's political future, which means it is done and dusted. At this point in time, he will not be going to the ANC conference as a delegate, as a Secretary General of the ANC, which opens up the door for somebody else at this point in time to seal that matter that was discussed in the NEC of the ANC, that the Deputy President, David Dabete Mabuza, must be the one who will deliver the organizational report at the ANC's 55th National Conference in December. We did speak to one ANC NEC member earlier on when we said to him that this matter has been postponed to January 2023. He said, that is huge. As Samkele, it ultimately means that Ace Magashule will be watching the ANC conference in December on television.
Samkele, do you think he was anticipating this outcome? As earlier on you spoke to him and he started, I think for the first time, and I stand to be corrected here, putting out names of people who are collaborating with him just in terms of the ANC politics.
Indeed, it is ultimately, he did anticipate that it would be a postponement, but he did not anticipate that this postponement will be for next year. The issue that has caused the postponement to take place until the 20th of January next year is the petition that Ace Magashule has said that he wants to petition the Supreme Court of Appeals just a street away from here to hear the matter of him appealing the issue of the state using the evidence that was presented at the State Capital Commission of Inquiry as part of the evidence for this criminal trial of over the 251 million rands of the Asbestos case. So in essence, that has pretty much sealed the political future of Ace Magashule with the postponement to the 20th of January, and pretty much means that he will not be an active player in the broader politics of the ANC going forward, which further fuels the allegations of his supporters such as Carl Niehaus, which have said that this matter is effectively being used to criminally prosecute and to use this matter in order to exclude Ace Magashule in the broader politics of the governing party going towards its all-important 55th National Conference in December. We are anticipating that he will walk out any minute from now on this particular criminal matter that has been postponed to next year. But what we do know is that his lawyers are trying their level best right now to speak to the judge in order to try and reverse this matter of the postponement of this case to the 20th of January next year, because it has huge bearing on the political implications for Ace Magashule going forward, which effectively means he will be a former leader of the ANC if this matter is to remain to be postponed until the 20th of January next year.
Samkele, we see that mobile police van in the background, and it just gets one wondering and thinking just in terms of the resources that are deployed for this particular court processes and for all these postponements to then take place after the deployment of all these resources. What sort of conversations are taking place in this regard?
Lots of police resources are being deployed here, as you can see just behind us with my colleague. The shot may be a bit shaky as he takes his camera off the tripod, or you'll improvise as well. That is my colleague Tulo Munare. As you can see, there is barbed wire that is essentially being used as well to blockade the streets that are leading to the High Court here in Bloemfontein, and also just down the road on our right-hand side from where we are is the Supreme Court of Appeals, where the suspended Secretary General of the ANC, Ace Magashule, is planning to go and petition the SCA on the matter of the state using the issue of the evidence from the State Capture Commission of Inquiry for this criminal trial, which his legal team, led by Advocate Herds, does not want the state to use that particular evidence, as they may perceive it to have detrimental effect to the case of alias Samkele Maseko, the suspended SG of the ANC, who is at this point in time, mind you, very furious and flabbergasted at the state and at the judge using and postponing this particular matter to the 20th of January next year, which pretty much seals his political future.
And just in terms of the co-accused, we were told this morning that there was an addition to the list. Are you able to give us any detail here?
Charlotte, who is a former PA of alias Samkele Maseko, you'd remember the state was in a process of extraditing her from the United States of America. You'd remember the NPA working with the FBI there, with her being interviewed and interrogated on these particular matters. And she had previously deposed an affidavit that she would be a witness of the state. It later on came out that she's no longer a witness of the state, and she will now then be joined in as a co-accused in this particular matter of this criminal trial. But as you can see now, the matter is postponed to next year. Ace Magashule, businessman Edwin Sodi are still inside those chambers with the judge, trying to discuss the matter of the postponement of this matter to next year, as it has broader implications, in particular for alias Samkele Maseko. So he is currently fighting that matter and least concerned on the matter of Charlotte, the former PA at this point in time, who is accused of being the one who was facilitating these proceeds of funds from business people like Edwin Sodi in gratuitous returns for Ace Magashule, who was the then premier of the Free State province.
Samkele, we'll get back to you in a bit to get reaction from both Ace Magashule and his co-accused on the turnout of events. Samkele Maseko, they're speaking to us from outside the Bloemfontein High Court.